All right, I think we should be live, if I'm not mistaken.
It looks very live.
Are we or one second? Let me check.
Yep. I've got little flashing lights at the top, so I think
Yeah.
we're good to go.
All right. So welcome everyone to our weekly session with Lachlan. I know this is a bit different than the usual Aline you see, but I'm Celine from TTP and I'm pleased to welcome you to this weekly series. So Lachlan, to you, and yeah, have a good session.
Awesome. Thank you for the intro. Thank you very much. All right, guys and girls, Lockie here. Hope you are absolutely magic. I am going to grab our guys. Let me just grab our little share here. Let me just do this. All right, let me just grab our share. I'll make sure. So here we are. Let me just get this going. Have I shared there? No, there we go. So we should in a perfect world, guys and girls, we should be off and racing. So I'm going to get the chat function up, make sure that not only you can chat to each other, that's an important point. That's an important point. Let me just, oh, I can't do those privileges just yet, guys, just yet. So guys, can you send me a message just to make sure it looks like technology is working really well. All my little indicators are saying we're good to go. Now I'm just going to send a message to TTP. So just hold on one sec for me. Just send a message to TTP. Okay, so at this stage, let me just look here. At this stage, right, I've got lots of people coming in, guys and girls. Now, you should be able to see me. You should be able to hear me. Flip side being is I don't have the change chat privileges just yet, right? Just yet. So let me just keep going, guys. Let me just keep going with what we're doing. I'm just going to try and turn a mic on. Nope. Okay, I don't have mic privileges yet. All right, so TTP is going to come back any second, guys, and change my little privileges for me. So just hold on one sec, and then we should be good to go. We'll start rolling through the slides. We are in for a busy day today. There is absolutely no question about that. The markets are wonderful. So again, a big thank you to TTP for having me in the webinar today. Absolutely delighted, guys, to be working with TTP. Awesome company, guys. Very friendly, guys. Very helpful, which is brilliant. So, guys, today we're going to be doing the European Open. We're going to do the European Open. The European markets are chasing all-time highs. The US markets don't agree with them, so I've got what we refer to as charts in conflict. So it's going to be a really interesting little session. In order to get ready for the session, I'm going to run through some compliance slides. The reason we're going to do this is typically based on what we've been doing so far. We've normally got around about 70 or 80 traders in this session, not including the people that are online, as in the YouTubers and likewise. So as a result, guys, we're going to have to run through a number of different compliance standards. The strictest compliance is currently in the UK, Singapore, and Australia. So we're going to cover all of those, and we should be pretty good. So first and foremost, we are going to be trading futures and CFDs today. Do have to mention to everybody that both of those trading instruments do carry risk. What does that ultimately mean? Guys, there's two risks in trading. There's a risk of making money and also losing money. And because we're going to be involving margin or trading with margin, which means we do borrow a little bit of money every time we take a trade, because we are trading on margin, it ultimately means that risk is actually accelerated. Now, really exciting point, guys, is we do have the risk of making a significant amount of money as a trader today. Right? So the markets are quite volatile. And as a result, we should be having a little bit of fun. There's no doubt. Now, everything we're going to be doing in the webinar tonight, ladies and gents, is general information only, I should say. We are no longer allowed to use past performance as an indication of future performance. What we can do, though, is reflect on the statistics of this particular trading session. As our lead-in volume at the moment, just double checking, is just under 40,000. As that would indicate around about 10 to 12 really good trades in the 90-minute session we're about to go into. Now, what I do need to mention also, ladies and gents, is market risk factors, because we are trading over the internet, and sometimes there are little synergies with the internet, like internet goes in and out and drops and similar things. I'm going to do my best to show you where our education strategies actually say, please get into the market, please enter, please exit, please do this, please do that. As at the end of the day, I can't guarantee due to the internet that you'll be able to get into the trade when I get in, and you'll be able to get out of the trade when I get out. So I'll do my best, guys, to give you as much notice as possible so everybody gets an opportunity to take a trade should they seek to. Now, guys, purpose of me being here today, guys, I'm the chief trading officer, guys, or chief training officer at Samurai, guys, based in Singapore. My history, long story short, I discovered futures trading in August 2007. I started my first trading school in August 2009. The reason I started my first trading school in Australia is there was literally no decent trading schools in Australia. I'm from Australia, guys, currently now live in Japan and base for business, guys, in Singapore. So there were no decent trading schools in Australia, guys. Everyone was teaching forex and CFDs. And again, if you understand how the forex market works, guys, you'll probably realize why the vast majority of forex traders globally are not profitable. I've just released a book on it, guys, if you would like to have a read about that. So I'm a futures trader, guys. I'm a futures trader primarily because I don't trade through brokers. There's some significant advantage generated by that. And if you do want to find out more about broker-free trading, guys, broker-free trading, you can simply go to the YouTube website, goes to the YouTube site for Samurai, and there's lots of videos on there explaining it. Now, guys, the chart layout, and ultimately, what are we going to be doing today? We are going to let the market do the heavy lifting. So what does that ultimately mean? We're going to let the market generate the signal for us. Ultimately, if we do let the market generate the signal for us, it means that the market will define the risk. It'll also define the target. It'll define the risk control point. It'll define everything we need to do. Now, we are going to be focused on 4 things over there on the left-hand side, highlighted in red, guys. So we're going to look at CSA, which is candlestick analysis. That's where we analyze the market and work out the pros and cons of every signal before we take a trade. Guys, we are going to be using 2 versions of a delta today. We're using delta V1 and also delta V2. Guys, I'll explain that when we get into the charts. We will be studying ratios, guys, and static versus dynamic entry in detail. But just to warn everybody out, brand new traders, if you're brand new to what we do, guys, I would invite you to enter the market statically. That ultimately means you wait for the candle to close and then make a decision on what you're going to be doing. And we are going to be trading a 5-minute chart today. So effectively, we get to make a trading decision every 5 minutes, which is ultimately good fun. Guys, all the way down the bottom there, we're going to be reading ABC and stair step in the market, because ultimately we're going to be reversing against the stair step of the market. Guys, and if we pick up a trending style trade, we're actually going to be running with the trend in the market. Now, the screens, guys, when we jump into the LTR, the screen layout, guys, has not changed. So that's not changed from me since 2010. But if you're brand new, guys, to what we're doing, NASDAQ top left-hand corner, the S&P will be in the bottom left-hand corner. We've got the FESX. Guys, the FESX is the biggest market in the world at this time of the day. So we're going to be using that as a compass or a barometer as to what we should be doing. Guys, in the FDAX, guys, top right-hand corner is an absolutely incredible market to trade. Guys, I was introduced to the FDAX in 2012. Suffice to say, it used to be very difficult to trade. Now it's actually one of the easiest markets in the world to trade, which is really, really quite good fun. Now, further to that, guys, we're going to be focusing on the European Open today. So ultimately, what to expect if you have not been in this style of trading room before. Guys, typically with the lead-in volume today, I'm looking at 10 to 12 trades. If the volume lifts, we'll be looking at around about 12 to 15 trades. Please be advised that the average time in trade, guys, will be between 7 and 12 minutes today based on current market volatility. Now, that's for those people that are going to get in and out of the market quite quickly. There will be people, guys, in the live trading room today who will be going for longer range targets. Namely, they will be in their trades for around about 15 minutes, maybe up to 20, 25 minutes at this point in time. Now, guys, we will be doing both short and long range targets. I'm going to be doing the beginner traders and also the intermediate and advanced traders. We will be splitting contracts, guys, for those going for large profit targets. Guys, I have literally not changed my approach to trading since 2012. So what does that ultimately mean? We use a short range first target. We then control our risk so we can't lose any money on the trade, and we let our profits run. So, guys, what that ultimately means is a lot of our trades will start with a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, sure, but that will end up being around 1 to 50 in our favor, guys, if you follow the risk control principles that we're using. Now, guys and girls, if I do mention a risk control point, otherwise known as an RCP, That will be defined by the volatility of the market. So please don't confuse that with a stop loss, because the stop loss is designed to obviously stop you from losing money if the market goes in the wrong direction. So I'll define for you where to put your stop. I also define how far we want the market to move before we control our risk. And again, for those of you that know what I do, guys, we are very boring. We do the same thing every day, day after day after day. And as a result, guys, we go relatively well. We don't make anything up, guys, never change the strategy. We don't fine tune anything. And ultimately, the reason we don't have to do that is because we are futures traders. Again, long story short, guys, I'll give you a book to read if you want to have a read on it. But because we trade to a regulated futures exchange, we don't have to worry about brokers getting in the way and manipulating price and doing all this kind of cool stuff. Now, guys, the US close, we also run a US close live trading room. That room is actually growing very, very quickly, which is awesome. Guys, the difference ultimately between the European Open and the US close, typically the US close will pick up around about 17 to 20 trades. They only look at 2 markets, whereas we look at 4. As the market in the morning, guys, the US close will move far faster than the from the European market. So it's Europeans, guys, really good spot to start your career as a professional trader. If you do want to turn up the speed a little bit, the US close is brilliant. As naturally the US close, because it's far greater volatility, far greater volume, you can go for far larger targets, but you will be naturally carrying larger risk. Now, guys, a couple of specifics about the European Open, if I can. Guys, what we're going to be doing for the first 35 to 40 minutes of the session, ideally the first 35 minutes will be the best trading on European Open, has been literally for the last 13 to 14 years. Guys, we're going to focus on profit first, then I'll be able to answer questions. Guys, please be advised, there's quite a few people in the LTR today that have been working with me for over 12 years, so you may see some very large profit being posted in the chat. Guys, now I'm looking to get TTP, guys, to unlock the chat for us, which would be absolutely, oh, it's unlocked. So thank you, TTP. So guys and girls, not only can you now chat to everybody, I'm going to do a little bit of a mic allocation. Ahmed, can you do a sound check for me?
Hi, mate, how are you?
That's perfect. So TTP, thank you very much for giving me those privileges. That's absolutely brilliant. So what we're going to be doing, guys, not only can everybody see everybody else's chat, which I think is really important, guys, but I'm just going to jump on a couple of microphones, guys, just to make sure that hello, mate. Just to make sure, guys and girls, that again, if I miss something, I've got a team of very, very good traders in the background, guys, who will be able to help us out if I make a mistake. So that being said, guys and girls, again, back to our point number 3 there, guys, we will be running at a plus 90% strike rate. A number of people out there in the world say, wow, Lockie, how do you do that? Guys, as futures traders, because we enter the market very, very deliberately, we've got a very, very succinct set of signals that we use. Guys, we run at a plus 90% strike rate, have been doing that for years. So again, guys, sometimes we draw a little bit of attention when we say that, guys, but we'll do it today. We won't have a problem doing that at all, guys. That'll be pretty straightforward. Now, I do put videos, guys, out on YouTube every day, guys, every day. So the YouTube channel Samurai Day Trading, guys, if you want to go and have a look, I think there's more than 100, guys, more than 100 videos on the channel now talking about everything we do. And also I put a video out every day basically saying, here's the best trade of the day. Here's how you could maximize your profit on that trade. Guys, I do that because I love giving people transparency, but I also want to make sure that you realize that this thing's been going on for a long time and it's really, really quite good fun. Now, a couple of personal considerations, if I may. The best trade for you is the one that makes most sense to you. So please don't just jump into the market because I say, hey, there's a great trade. Guys, the reason being is that you want to actually understand what you're doing and why you're doing it, so you're confident in your trade execution. You'll also be confident in letting that trade go to its normal profit target. So if you are brand new to trading, ladies and gents, please just watch, listen, and learn. Guys, I'll be able to jump on questions in the last 15 minutes of the first hour. If you're an experienced trader, guys, or you know what I do, then just go absolutely crazy. I'm looking forward to see some really good profit today. Guys, please note that I will seek to maximize the profit on every single trade. Ultimately, guys and girls, we're going to go way, way beyond a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Now, I have brought this up a number of times in the past, guys. A 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio is not your key to success in trading. There's a lot of people out there in the world that say, oh, your trade has got to be 1-to-1. Now, again, I'm not going to be rude or offend anybody, but ultimately, guys, again, using a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio when you first get in, guys, is you're basically trying to put a static solution over a dynamic market. The markets are really dynamic, particularly after Trump came in. Guys, there's this word called tariff being thrown around. So suffice to say, The markets are volatile. We're just going to let the market come to us, right? So the market will define our entry, our profit target, our stop loss, and typically our time in trade or our trade duration. Now, guys, please also note all the way down the bottom there, if a trade does require more risk than you are happy or prepared to take, please don't take the trade. There'll be multiple trades today. There is absolutely no rush. As we're making trade decisions on the 5-minute chart, we will be able to pick up a lot of trades today. So for those of you guys that need to do a little bit of research on brokers versus non-brokers, so again, as futures traders, we do not use brokers in the forex sense of the word. Guys, I released a book recently called Brokers Exposed. Guys, you can download that free on the website, so please do have a read. It's only probably about an hour and a half read, but I say that as the feedback I've got on the book, we've got a lot of forex traders that have read that book and switched to futures trading. I just put it out there to the world. Now, guys, in terms of YouTube, you know the address, and also, guys, my Instagram, guys, is at i.love.trading. I've had that one for a long time. Guys, I get to put some cheeky little comments on Instagram from time to time. So if you do want to, guys, follow what we're doing, absolutely brilliant. That's the way to do it. So let's jump into the charts, guys. Let's jump into the charts. We'll go in. We'll just put that one down there, and we should be able to see some charts popping along. Okay, so again, guys, the chart breakup for you. Bottom left-hand corner is the S&P 500. An absolutely stunning, guys, absolutely stunning market to trade. So, guys, while we were doing the brief with TTP, we actually set up this incredible little reversal here, guys. Incredible little reversal. So that's going to get a circle. Now, the reason it gets a circle, guys, is I just want to draw your attention to the point. If the market pushes back up here, guys, and fails at this green Fibonacci, so there's green Fibonacci running across the screen here. If the market does push up, the S&P 500 loves the green Fibonacci. It's off the 4-hour chart. Right, so if we do push up and farther again, guys, we are looking at some really, really lovely reversals. I note, guys and girls, if I can, the NASDAQ has gone in kind. Right, so for those that love to trade a static bar reversal, guys, can everybody note that underneath this candle here on the NASDAQ, there's a -4 rating. What that means, the buyers were very, very strong on this candle, but they used way too much volume. Guys, that little indicator there says the buyers completely run out of steam. Please sell the market. Okay, what's occurred is the market's actually sold down really, really, really well. And I think, guys and girls, I think we're going to get more volatile than what we are right now. Okay, just double checking that volume as we lead in. Yeah, volume is still under 40,000, so it's literally like a spring, right? It's coiling, it's getting ready to rock and roll. So for those who are going to trade, guys, the NASDAQ at the top left-hand corner, what you're looking for ultimately, if we're going to be selling the market at the top of the chart, we need the buyers to push us back up, guys, and we're looking for failure at Fibonacci. Guys, there is clearly a very, very strong resistance level on the market just here. It's very strong. I'll just go and do some fibs on that to find out why it's there. I would suggest it's a 15-minute chart Fibonacci extension. Okay, so let me just go and have a quick look at that, because the NASDAQ, for those of you that have worked with me before, you know the NASDAQ absolutely loves 15-minute charts. Okay, absolutely loves it. Yeah, I'm thinking it is a Fibonacci extension. So let's just put this on. Now, key point with Fibonacci, ladies and gents, there it is right there. Okay, so we're 200% Fib extension off the 15-minute chart. That's got a couple of good little touches on it, which is good fun. There's the first touch, there's the second touch, there's the third touch, right? So again, as per the 3-touch rule, I believe that Fibonacci is probably spot on. As because the markets, particularly the European markets, are looking like going into effectively uncharted territory, as we are going to rely pretty heavily on Fibonacci today, both retracements and extensions. Michael, how are you? I hope you are fantastic. I hope you are fantastic. Now, what I want to do, guys, at this point in time, just mention to the NASDAQ traders, if you can, firstly, the markets are very optimistic based on an interest rate update from the Bank of Japan. So basically, we started trending the moment the Bank of Japan started saying positive stuff about interest rates. Guys, suffice to say, though, we've got US charts in conflict. What does that ultimately mean? Is that the NASDAQ is probably going to fall back and call to the S&P 500. Now, how do you know that? I simply look at the volume on the NASDAQ, look at the volume on the S&P 500. Okay, typically the volume on the S&P is sitting in around about double as what the NASDAQ is. Therefore, at this stage, the S&P 500 is going to lead the American traders. All right, let's just do a Fibonacci there. So we'll just find out what they're doing on the way down. Okay, so please be advised, guys, if you don't know. Mandy, how are you? Hope you're fantastic. As if you don't know, we always draw our Fibonacci up to catch them on the way down. Fibonacci is not palindromic. Okay, palindromic number is 808, so it reads the same in both directions. Fibonacci does not read the same in both directions. so again, we're going to draw our fibs up to catch them on the way down. I would suggest normally the NASDAQ and S&P 500 Fibonacci's match with each other. Normally. But we've just got to be a little bit careful today, guys, because the NASDAQ is quite cranky. You see these beautiful reversal signals. The NASDAQ is quite cranky. S&P 500, not so much. And if we do, guys and girls, if we do get up, again, we're going to keep a close eye down here on the S&P 500. If we do reapproach, guys, see this previous weekly open point where they've just reversed. If we come back into that resistance, as we close above it, we're looking at a really lovely uptrend. As if we don't close above that, that is going to have a pretty serious weight, a pretty serious way down as on the NASDAQ traders. As we're setting up static bar reversals long, okay, so that's a ratio-based SBR to the high side. Again, as we come into the open, only around about, say, 9 minutes away, it's probably a good idea to wait for the market to open. For the advanced traders that know what they're doing, if we do sell down on open, we hit the 50 fib of the day and then we recoil, then you've got a static bar reversal entry point. Okay, so we're looking for the potential long. Guys, the long will be sitting over the top of that tiny little doji candle there as a signal called an SBR. Andy, you've got plus 25, plus 60, plus 180. Okay, so you're going to wait for your favorite trade, right? That's fantastic. Well done. So, guys, European-wise, a couple of things we do need to be aware of. So, right across the board, guys and girls, we've got heavy Great British Pound news at 9 p.m. Tokyo time. It's currently 10 to 5 p.m. here in Tokyo. I should say here in Japan. There's US high-impact news at 10:30 p.m. So, if you are trading the US pre-market, be very, very aware, guys. You've got a high-impact news at 10:30 p.m. Now, the FDAX at this point in time, I want to draw everybody's attention to the fact that mathematically it has to go and close its gap. Okay, it has to go down at some point in time. Now, the FESX also has to go down at some point in time. But guys and girls, please be advised, we are not gap traders. Gap traders basically just put a sell order on and assume they get the market correct, very, very much like swing traders. We don't do that, guys. We don't swing trade. If we were swing traders, we probably wouldn't be here. Not to be rude, but again, we're not swing traders. So what I note, guys, here on the FDAX, we've got 2 buying points. So if the markets were to sell down really, really nicely on open and fail to go down, we've got some larger 60-minute chart buy points here. If we trigger these buy points early in the session, the FDAX is likely to buy for up to 3 hours, right? So just be aware that we could be, again, if we sell down early and fail, as we could be looking at big longs. If we go up early and fail, we could be looking at big shorts, and I'll explain why. All right, now we know about this, we know about that. So guys, it all comes down to what the big boys and girls are doing. And for us at the European Open, that's all about the FESX. Now, at this point in time, guys, the buyers are very, very strong, very, very, very strong. And what I want to note to everybody is that, again, on the weekly chart, these guys look like they're about to go into price discovery, right? This is the highest point, okay, that we've traded this week. That is the all-time high for the FESX. Now, mind you, as the FESX loves to fail at pink Fibonacci's. So you can see here, guys, even on the weekly chart, it failed at exactly the 141.4 fib extension, which is pretty normal for the Europeans. Right, so if we do get a really lovely buy, the next port of call is the 161.8. Okay, so a big fan of fractional Fibonacci. That's where it's probably going. And if we go up there, guys and girls, we're going to get an incredible reversal short, particularly if that's off the back of some negative European news. What I will do, guys and girls, at this point in time is also highlight, as we're picking up an absolutely incredible series of static bar reversals short on the FDAX. So, guys and girls, key point is if we buy the market early and that fails, I want you to keep an eye on particularly this little doji here. That's absolutely brilliant. I want you to keep an eye also, guys. Can everyone see this 6 rating on this particular candle here? I want you to keep a very close eye on that 6 rating. If we push the market high and we can't go up, then again, selling underneath that 6 rated candle could actually be quite good fun. I'll talk you through that as required. Now, on the daily
I've got
chart,
2 nice 60-minute extensions on FDAX. So it's failed at the 141 to the point.
oof.
on the ABC that switched the trend, and there's an
Now you're
ABC
talking.
prior to
Now
that,
you're
and it's playing with its 141 as well.
talking. Okay.
Yep, that
Good,
one.
good. Oh, yeah.
And the ABC
Perfect.
prior to that as well is also in play.
Yep. Good. All right. So guys, that's young Cody from Bali. It's really, really good to have other eyes on the charts. Because at the end of the day, guys, you may or may not have heard the saying before, but in the live trading room, we hunt as a pack. Guys, the beauty of hunting as a pack is that if Cody sees something or Damsey sees something or any of the key traders see something, they'll feed that into the room. It ultimately means, guys, the goal is that everybody makes more money. Right? So the beauty of futures trading, guys, not to be rude, is that we don't compete with anybody. We literally do not compete with anybody. The markets are so big, they turns over literally, the S&P 500, $1.47 trillion per day. 3.80, we're talking pretty big traders. Tech 76.5 per chart last. Yes. So I'll finish this and we'll do some final polishing. At this point in time, guys, the DAXy, guys, the FDAX is actually in a 15-minute chart swing trigger long. So again, if we're going to go short on open, guys, we're going to have to look for that classic 133 fib extension failure. As Cody's Fibonacci work absolutely on the money. So have a look at the candle right now that's failing at the 133. Ultimately, what does that mean? Guys, if the market opens, we push up, we fail at the pre-market top, the candle's going to turn orange, which is an extreme volume warning. If we do get that extreme volume warning, then we're looking at a really, really good opportunity, guys, to, again, off extreme volume. Guys, we're looking at an opportunity to knock the market back down on the opening candle. Now, that candle, guys, does take a lot of experience. So please just, again, if you're brand new to what we do, please just watch and we'll go from there. Now, the Europeans are absolutely famous, guys, for failing at the Fibonacci's. Now, again, we've got two sets of evils at this point in time, guys. The fact that they're failing, guys, at the 90% Fibonacci retrace to the high side means that if we buy early, guys, if we buy early and fail, we're looking for long-range shorts, right? So I do advise the experienced traders to go for long-range targets to the downside on the European market today. Okay, now, down to the 4-hour chart, no new intelligence, guys. The one thing we've got to be careful of today on the FESX, we don't need to be careful of, so that's good fun. I do want to draw your attention, please, to the blue Fibonacci. Guys, that 200% extension is off the daily chart. They've failed there perfectly before. So once again, the Europeans love Fibonacci. We're probably going to be failing there again. Okay, now, down to the 60-minute chart, guys, as we build a little bit of a window, these guys are definitely looking to go short. Okay, there's no doubt about that. That little gap is what they need to try and close. If we are going to get a big move, guys, if we are going to get a big move to the downside that's supported, to the high side that's supported by the institutions, they're probably going to need to close that gap before they go to all-time highs. If they don't close the gap, guys, they'll probably try to get to all-time highs, get pushed back down, close the gap, and then go for all-time highs. For a lot of traders, that just doesn't make any sense. Okay, so we're probably going to go down first. The 15-minute chart at this point in time says they're going to buy early, fail, and come down. Right? So I do think all the combat indicators today would be saying that we're going to be selling the market. Right? So again, I believe, guys, looking for, again, for the European traders, guys, long-range shorts, short-range longs. For the American traders, you guys are long-range longs and short-range shorts. This is what we mean by charts in conflict. ES into the 15-minute 161, 4 hours 76. Louis, absolutely brilliant. Right, so Louis, I can turn your mic on, mate, if you would like. As I am watching very, very closely. So this orange candle, right, is 1 minute until the gun goes. As the orange candle is already climactic, right? So there's a lot of players pre-positioning into the market now. Let me just have a look. All right, it's a bit of an early warning, guys, bit of an early warning system for the FDAX traders. We know they love the 133 fib extension failure. It'll probably be that dominant candle just there. See, they're already at the 161.8. Okay. We're going to have to watch this open very closely, guys, because normally they love to fail at the 133 and they're already doing it. Okay, so we might get a lower low, guys, which we would be blessed by a lower low. because then we're going to get a stair-step style Fibonacci to the high side. Nazi traders and S&P, you guys are clearly failing at 76 fibs, which is one of the favorite levels for these guys to fail at. So if we shoot down first and we can't go down, we're looking for longs. Guys, my attention is going to be on the FDAX now. And once again, guys and girls, if you don't know what we do, please don't copy our trades until you understand why. It's because the market's going to move quick. Okay, it's moving quick. All right, so wait for the excess volume, guys, on FDAX. We're looking for a short, guys, pre-market short at 21,800, so 21,800. Now, again, guys and girls, we're waiting for this candle to change color. Okay, waiting for us to change color. Here, we have not changed color yet. Just let them roll through. That Fibonacci extension can now be the lower low ABC, right, which is going to give us some good little intel as to what they're doing. And hey, presto, there's your 133 fib extension. So experienced FDAX traders, you're looking for a short at 2180 once this candle changes color. So there's the color change. So we've hit extreme volume, guys, on the FDAX. So we have hit extreme volume. You guys are looking for a sell down, please, at 21,800, so 28,800 on FDAX. Guys, your first target and risk control point will be 5 points. Guys, and we're looking for 5s and 25s for the FDAX traders with some experience. Now, for those of you guys that on the NASDAQ, we're looking for these guys to sell down, fail at known psychological areas. We're looking for a buying delta going back the other way. FDAX traders, if you're engaging the market at 21,800, you've just been engaged. Your first target and risk control point, please, is 795. Now, again, if you don't trade the opening candle, guys, if you don't trade the opening candle, please don't let me romance you into taking a trade. They're burning out, guys. They're burning out quite well at this point in time on FDAX. So again, some of you don't trade the opening candle, some of you do. The short's at 21,800. The risk control point is at 21,795. I know that's the third buying push to the high side on FDAX. Guys, no one's buying the buy, so just wait for the sellers to roll in. That's the fourth buying campaign on FDAX. Normally, the worst case scenario, guys and girls, they get to 4 and then they get absolutely beasted. Okay, so again, if you're seeking a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, guys, on the FDAX, you're looking for a 15 to 20 point first target. Those who don't trade the opening candle, please don't let me romance you into taking a trade. Right? NASDAQ, I'm looking for a buying delta. S&P 500 traders, if you trade after a failed sell down, guys, you're looking to go long over the top of the 50 fib of the day. FDAX, I dare you to do what you normally do. So let them roll along, guys. What have we got? FESX has tried to buy and has failed badly. So the FESX is probably going to try for its gap, which means a sell down. That's the 5th buying campaign on FDAX. Guys, we normally don't get 5 campaigns. So there's a whole lot of people that want to go into price discovery. Let's let them rock along. Oof, that is an absolute drilling again. So we are only, guys, we're only 3 minutes into this opening candle. I don't believe anybody that knows what they're doing is going to be buying the European markets. Again, FESX looks very, very weak. FDAX is trying to go by itself at this point in time. We are looking for a backup trade, guys. For those that don't trade the opening candle, we're looking for an R1 reversal. Okay, looking for an R1 reversal. I don't think the way these buyers are going, guys, I don't think they're going to get to the R1. If they do, it's going to be very, very brief. Very, very brief. NASDAQ at this stage, I've got no buying base reversals for you guys, so no buying yet on either American markets. I think they're keeping an eye on the Europeans and what they're doing. We are in the last 90 seconds, guys, of this opening candle on FDAX. All right, so what that means is we're not going to place any new trades onto the market until we know what they're going to do with this particular candle. So it's 6 buying campaigns, guys, on the FDAX, literally 6 campaigns to the high side. These guys have blown their volume completely. So that would generally indicate, guys, that the buying is going to stop. Okay, I know some of you are short already, so I'll keep an eye on that risk control point at 795. Again, guys, the opening candle for the FTX traders can be a little bit crazy, guys. It's the only candle that, again, it runs at about an 86% strike rate. It's the only candle you are going to get caught out on, depending on where you enter and how you exit the trade. Now, the backup trade for the FTX traders, the backup trade, again, I'm not buying this buy at all. So what it means is that we are going to pick up an R1 reversal as a backup. Now, guys, again, if you trade the R1 and you're fast on your entry, you're looking for 820. If you're slow on your entry, you're looking for 815. Guys, now, if you are an R1 reversal trader, now, again, guys, this will move relatively quickly for us here. So if you are an R1 reversal trader, you waited for the touch of the R1, you've gone short at 820. Guys, your first target is 815. If you've gone short at 815, your first target is 810. So either way, guys, I believe what's going to happen is these guys are going to wrap down, get back inside the pre-market box. If anybody is short inside the box, I would suggest these guys are about to move through, engage the sells in the pre-market box and try and move back into the normal price pattern, right? Just let them go. If you are short, guys, off the R1 at 820, worst case scenario, you're short at 815. Guys, your targets are 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25, depending on the number of contracts you're trading. NASDAQ, at this stage, we're not going long or short on the American markets. Guys, we've got the S&P below the 50 fib. We've actually got the NASDAQ trying to sell back down into a weekly close. Now, FTX traders, if you are short, guys, at 21,800 on the original trade, guys, you're looking at a first target and risk control point of 795. If you did go short, guys, under the R1, best fill on that would have been an 820 fill. Some of you are going for a 25-point target, which is 5, 10, 15, 20. You're literally 1 point off a 25-point target now. So we'll just let these guys bop along. Fibonacci is absolutely on the money because these guys are going to retrace back to the 100% extension if this likewise extension is looking pretty good. Okay, now, if you don't trade the opening candle, guys, you literally waited for these guys to close climactic. You've hit the R1, you've turned them around, and you've come back the other way. Christian, you got 5, 10, and 15 off the FTX R1. That's a beautiful trade. Right? That's a beautiful trade. I am expecting, guys, if the FTX can get back inside the pre-market box, the pre-market box reversal is going to be brilliant. Note that the FESX, guys, we've got a technical close on the gap. So again, we've got the FTX and the FESX and what we refer to as charts in conflict. So the ESX has already tried to close its gap. The FTX is a long way from its gap. So if the FESX was to try and sell down again, the FTX will be dragged down to long range targets. So for those that, guys, if depending on the stop you carry, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that one, guys, has only gone around about 20 points against the original entry. So most people would hold a 20 to 25 point stop if you trade the opening candle. I would suggest at this stage, we are going to roll back into the profit zone on that original trade. Second one, has anyone seen the unhandled expectation? Yeah, Cole, that's a Fibonacci issue with NinjaTrader. It's a Fibonacci issue with NinjaTrader. So what you do is you disconnect Ninja, reconnect. If it happens again, then literally close Ninja and start again. And we're off and racing. All right, guys, I know we've got some traders, guys, waited for the higher high and reversed off the R1. If you are short, guys, at 820 and you're looking for a 25-point target, which is just under 1,000 Aussie dollars, guys, you're looking for the market to move down and touch 795. Okay, now, if we do close back inside the pre-market box, guys, so again, we've got 1 minute and 18 seconds. If we do close back inside the box, guys, the pre-market box reversal short will be on. Okay, we can get rid of the extension. We don't need that now. What we will have to be aware of, guys, we draw our Fibonacci up to catch them on the way down. At this point in time, if the FTX was to close inside the pre-market box, guys, and not gap over the pre-market box, then we would be looking for a pre-market box short. We want the buyers to show first, then the sellers to hit them, push through the 50. We want them to run down to the 76s. So therefore, the long-range targets for those that are short off the R1 all get paid. Now, we're about to get agreement, guys, with the S&P 500 traders and NASDAQ traders alike. All right, what does that agreement mean, guys? If the S&P 500 closes over the top of the 50 fib, right, closes over the top of the 50 fib, if it doesn't gap onto it or gap under it, guys, we're looking for a 50% Fibonacci long, right? So a 50% fib long. So guys, we're looking for the market to sell down under 6095 in order to go long at 6095. NASDAQ traders, that delta V2, that black indicator on your screen, if we close over yesterday's high and stay over yesterday's high, which we have, the delta V2 is tradable. Guys, now that being said, what you guys are looking for is you're looking for a really, really quick retrace by the sellers. You're then looking for the buyers to hit these sellers very hard. 15-minute climactic reversal in 5. Louis, spot on the mark. Right, thank you. Appreciate that. FTX traders, you're looking for the buyers to push back up under the pre-top and then turn around and come back down. That is a ratio-based static bar reversal short on FTX. So again, there's a brand new short on those two little deltas there. If you are going to go short on those deltas, 5-point first target and risk control point, please. Petros, you got the reversal off the top. Okay, well done, mate. That's absolutely brilliant. Okay, so FTX traders, if you're short off the R1, you're going for a 25-point target. You've just gone through your 25 points. Nathan, are you short for long-range targets on the FTX? I trust you probably are. For those that want to, guys, for those that want a brand new signal, for those that want a brand new signal on FTX, you're waiting for the buyers to push up, get well above the pre-top in order to try and pick up a pre-top reversal. Keep an eye on the time on that one, please. NASDAQ traders, guys, the Delta V2, the black indicator across the screen is a 88.50. It is a valid long. Now, the key point with the valid long, guys, you've got a 4-point turning bar long in support of it. We do have the 50 fib of the day hiding just here. Guys, so what it ultimately means, if you are going to go long, guys, your risk control point will be a couple of ticks before that 50 fib. So what it means is we need the buyers, guys, on the NASDAQ to basically push through that 50 fib like a knife through butter. Those who are long, guys, at 88.50, right, you're just getting to the point where you're going to go through your first target. I said, again, for those that are long on NASDAQ, guys, first target around about 20 ticks. You threw your first target. Well done. Control your risk, please, guys, in case they can't hold over the 50. So those that are long on NASDAQ, guys, you've gone long at 88.50. Guys, please, please, please control your risk. Guys, so again, an early risk control point on that one because we don't want to get stuck on the wrong side of that 50 fib. Okay, let me just have a look at the 20 tick box. That is a 20 tick box right there, guys. So you've actually gone 19 ticks towards a 20 tick target, which means ATMs should have triggered. Okay, ATM being automated trade management. Nathan is short on the FTX. Well done. Okay, did you get that? Yes. Okay, Akito, guys, so got that delta long in the background here. So she's over her daily KPI. Well, it's a very, very important point for those that don't do what we normally do. I see this number over here is volatility advice. Basically, 1/4 of that PVI is telling you when you need to control your risk, guys. So 1/4 of 50 is around about 12.5 to 13. Okay, Keith, well done. Yeah, guys, if you've been ATM'd, guys, then again being ATM'd with profit and neutral is not too bad. Okay, now for the FTX traders who are still short. Paulie in Byron Bay, Australia. Mate, are you short off the R1 for long-range targets? Paulie, please. If you are short, mate, you're going very, very well on this trade. Is Paulie with us today, guys? I hope he is because that is absolutely his trade. Mate, are you short? Are you short on this one? Benjamin, I'm new to trading. What is the R1? It's a resistance level, mate. That's great. It's a mathematically calculated resistance level. They change every single day depending on the volatility of yesterday. So yeah, nothing to do with 30th January, nothing to do with 30 Jan, mate. Great question. When I've got a little bit more time, in fact, I've got a bit of time now. Mate, up here, you're going to have an R2. Okay, and then you're going to have an R3 and then R4, R5, R6. It goes all the way to R9. Goes again R9. But mate, if we hit R8, they're going to turn the market off. So again, it's just sequential mathematics working in the markets. Paulie, I thought you'd be short off that. That's all right, mate. That's all right. Don't worry about it. That's all right. We'll get another trade. Now, guys, that FTX, that is a static bar reversal in its own right, and these deltas are underneath the candle there. So basically, a ton of institutional orders came into the market at exactly 795. So if you have gone short underneath the static bar reversal, guys, you're looking for a 5-point first target, a 10-point second target, a 15-point third target. Okay, now, if you're short on either the static bar reversal, guys, or the delta outside the range of that, you're in a good place. If you're short from the top of the jar, then you're just basically sitting on this, guys. We're going to try and make as much money as we can out of the trade. At this stage, the FESX has touched the gap. Let's touch the gap, so therefore the gap is closed. All right, so this is going to create a bit of a problem for the FTX. So if you are short on FTX for long range targets, please do lock in a big chunk of profit. NASDAQ, your candle is opened on the gap. So great question before, guys. What is the R1? Guys, the gap is another pivot. And again, a really, really key mistake made by a lot of traders globally. Guys, if the market closes on to, or sorry, opens on the gap, which it's done there, basically the market doesn't know what it's doing. So for the NASDAQ traders, we now need clear guidance from the S&P 500 as to what to do. Now, for the S&P 500 traders, guys, who went long over the top of the 50 fib, as I said, you've got a retracement order, guys, to 6095. You guys have gone long at 6095. Your first target is 96. Your second target is 97. That has clearly gone up quite nicely, guys. Now, I took my eye off the chart. S&P 500 traders, mind you, you guys know what you're doing. All right, now at this stage, okay, FDAX traders, see this little static bar reversal over here on the left-hand side, guys? If you can hold the risk of around about 20 points, you guys can go short or scale into your short, please. You're going short, guys, at 8.6, so you need the price of the market to buy above 8.6. All right, now, which it's already done. So some of you may be short at 8.6. If you are going to go short at 8.6, guys, your risk control point in first target is 8.1. All right, so again, it's an 8.6 for 8.1. If you're over your daily goal, so guys, if you're short at 8.6, that's why I put this circle on before for the FTX traders, guys. If you've gone short at 86, all right, your first target is 81. You've just touched 80 in this candle, meaning if you've taken the static bar reversal short, guys, you should be through your first target and risk control point. SBR ES says MDI comes down. Possible 4-hour SBR. Thank you. The buying, guys, the buying might be about to come to a very abrupt end on the American market. Oh yes. Oh yes. All right, so we may get another bite of the buying cherry. We may get another bite of the buying on NASDAQ and S&P 500. And if they don't go absolutely ballistic, guys, if they don't go ballistic, guys, then we're looking for long-range shorts right across the board. Now, FTX, guys, is cruising really, really nicely. Okay, what does that ultimately mean? If we wanted to go short, guys, at that original static bar reversal entry point, guys, at 86, so we had a chance to go short at 86. It's gone through the target. The buyers are now pushing back up again, guys, because they created a new high in this candle. If you want to, guys, you can go short again at 86, provided you get picked up, not in the last 90 seconds of the candle. So that means we've got 13 seconds for that trade to engage. Guys, if they don't engage the short in around about 6 or so seconds time, what we're going to do is we're going to wait for a new short. Guys, now you don't have to follow me 100% on this one. Guys, but long story short, if you're going to go short at 786, guys, your first target and risk control point is 781. Okay, now just watch what they're doing. They're failing at a very, very key level. Guys, that little minus, that's a minus 40 rated static bar reversal. That is so ridiculously strong. It's very, very hard for the institutional traders to ignore that. Right? It's very, very hard indeed. So again, we've got a Delta V2, guys, Delta V2, a little red diamond over there backing up your trade. So if you have gone short on the FDAX at 86, guys, your target is 81. That's the second time we've taken that trade. You guys are currently sitting at 80. Just be patient, guys. Just be patient. Your target's about to get drilled. So give it around about maybe 20 seconds. And I'd suggest it's over for the buyers. You guys are on 81 now. So you're touching your target again, boom, through your target, right on time. So for those that are short on the FDAX, on the static bar reversal on the left-hand side, you've gone short at 86. First target and risk control is 81. You've had the chance to do that trade twice. Now we're waiting for the next trade. NASDAQ, I want a buying delta here. I want some guidance from the S&P 500 is what I'm looking for. Kyle, I was getting the error continues when the snap mode was on the bar of price. Yeah, perfect. Perfect, Steve. Well done. Ahmed, you got 21.31 long. Well done, mate. I'm already fixing that problem for you, mate. We know exactly what's going on there. Okay, now FDAX traders who are short for long-range targets, all right? You're short for long-range targets. Now, guys, you're not allowed to take this. See this -6 rated static bar reversal short on FDAX. That means the sellers are probably going to go short again. This is only for those people that are short, guys, from the R1. I do believe your short's going to go a little bit further, all right? So Nathan is short, guys, for long-range targets. If anybody else is short on the FDAX for long-range targets from the R1, or from back inside the pre-market box or underneath this static bar reversal, guys, you're looking for a 25-point trade. All right, so if you're in at 795, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, guys, you're looking for, I thought that said 1770. That's an interesting number. Does anyone know the relevance of 1770? in light of what's going on in the US right now. Michael, thanks for great content. ATM in trading with mini future derivatives. Which broker can you recommend to trade like here? Germany, mate. Oh man, we need to make you an FDAX trader, Michael. I have used NinjaTrader, so I have used NinjaTrader since 2011. Right, so if I was wanting to trade what we do with incredible accuracy, I would literally just use NinjaTrader, Michael, and I would get the Eurex data feed, which is obviously the data feed coming straight out of the European exchange. There are other platforms, mate. You can use Quantile to do the same, RTrader to do the same. I find NinjaTrader is easier to use than RTrader and Quantile. That's my personal experience. So Michael, I would be the platform you're watching here is NinjaTrader. Obviously, mate, I get no money for recommending NinjaTrader to you. Point being is it's one of the best platforms for doing what we do, particularly if you're located in Germany. Toby, well done. You've gone off the pre-top, man. Looks like. So as we're waiting, it looks like we're setting up longs again on the American markets for the experienced traders, guys. You've seen this lower lows push through the double 90s here, 88.6 of 90. So if you waited for the sell down here, sellers own the stair step, you may have bought over the top. Guys, the NASDAQ traders, you may have taken a sympathy trade long. Okay, so at this stage, guys, as I briefed at the start of the session, the S&P, guys, has got command of the NASDAQ today, right? So see the market, both markets, guys and girls, both markets are selling down to their evil twins. Right? So what it means is some of the NASDAQ traders would have waited for the lower low, waited for the Fibonacci failure and gone long. It's around about the 777 mark. Okay, if you have gone long, you're on the right side of the market. Cole, that's exactly what you took. That's fantastic. Toby, as I said, beautiful trade. Long range S&P 500 traders, you guys are getting ready for long range longs, please. Greg, you may already be in. Mate, if you're already in, that's fantastic. For the FDAX traders, guys, again, we've traded our signals so far. Oh, these Delta V2s on. See these black diamonds, guys? For those that don't know what we do, these little black diamonds are the institutional orders coming back into the market, agreeing with the buying of the market. That's what we picked on the first time. So we're just going to wait for this candle, guys. Last 90 seconds. This is the danger zone. Just going to wait for this candle to close, and then we'll interpret what it means. FDAX traders, you are eyeing off a pre-top reversal short once the candle closes. So FDAX at this stage, guys, at this stage, you've had a couple of opportunities. Either the pre-market box on open, guys, again, you'd have to hold around 25 to 30 points worth of risk on that one. Some people are not happy with that. because it's just a little bit too much for them. Your backup trade, guys, was the R1 reversal. Okay, if you missed the actual entry 2 points underneath the R1, your reversal was as low as 815. Either way, even if you got filled at 815, it's gone way beyond the long range targets. So you guys have had basically the R1 reversal, which is the most obvious. You're about to set up a pre-market box reversal short. You've had an opportunity, guys, for this SBR over on the left-hand side twice, and you've had an opportunity for the SBR. Guys, for those that are new, can everybody see at the top of this candle, there's a label on the actual candle that says SBR, all right? So that's a mathematical algorithm. It's telling us to reverse the market. Those little deltas underneath are telling us to reverse the market. So everything's saying, please go short. Okay, now, as it turns out, it's gone really, really well to the downside. Okay. S&P 500, NASDAQ. Okay, so they are not 4-point turning bars to the high side, guys. They are not 4-point turning bars. Okay, for the NASDAQ traders, if you get a structured retrace, I'm going to have to give you Fibonacci here. All right, so Fibonacci goes up the dominant candle to catch them on the way down. If you're over your daily goal, guys, if you're over your daily goal, do not take another trade, please. For the NASDAQ traders, we need a structured retrace. All right, we're looking to hit that Delta V2 again with exactly the same caveats. Exactly the same caveats. We're waiting for a short entry. We're waiting for a long. Imra, how are you? Hope you're fantastic. We're waiting for a long entry. Now, again, for the NASDAQ traders, all right, please note a structured retrace. We've come in here and hit the 23 fib, okay, of that really, really dominant candle. So some of you will be considering taking the delta, the black diamond over there on the left-hand side. You'll be thinking of taking it long again with the same caveats, guys and girls, again. So they've got to push through the 50 fib of the day quite quickly. All right, let me give you a sort of a 12-tick risk control point. Guys, looks like that. Okay, so that means, again, guys, if we push through to the 50 fib a number of times and we don't break through, you guys have to control the risk on the trade. And so this is not ideal NASDAQ trading yet because it hasn't broken out of its trading range, guys. It's just kind of sitting inside the trading range, kind of trying to work out what it's doing. S&P 500 right into the middle of the MDI. So what we want is what we want for the S&P traders. We're looking for the S&P 500 to sell down. Okay, looking for it to sell down. Yeah, not short, mate. Not short at this. Not short yet. Not short yet. Just hold on. The reason being is see this large green candle here. Okay, it's got a really, really strong rating underneath it. Okay, very strong rating, and they've actually failed at the 90% Fibonacci's down the bottom here. Okay. Now, guys, again, for the S&P 500 traders, if the sellers were to sell down, goes back towards the 50 fib, I'm loving the idea, guys, of an entry long, guys, over the top of this little red candle here. Okay, so again, we're waiting for a retracement entry to reduce the risk on the trade. Okay, that's what we're doing. Now, the flip side of that, guys, again, we can't go long because it looks like we're into the 50 fib. Let me just go and correct that Fibonacci. Greg and Louis in particular, are you guys long off the 90% Fibonacci's for the advanced traders? Are you guys long off that one? If you are, well done. NASDAQ traders, guys and girls, if you have re-entered on the black diamond on the left-hand side, you waited for the retrace to the 23 fib, you've now gone long, you've hit your risk control point for the second time, and you're now running to the high side. Okay, FDAX, you're about to run out of time on the short off the pre-market box, please. Just watch your time on FDAX. Do I have any traders on NASDAQ that have taken the black diamond long for a second trade, please? Oh, well done, guys. Well done. That's brilliant. Anybody else that's long on that one? So what you guys are waiting for, well done, Mark. That's awesome. So you guys are double dipping the delta. So what you've done is you've recognized how strong this candle is, and you've said, you know what? I'm going to wait for you guys to retrace to structure, not just retrace out in the middle of nowhere. We're going to retrace to structure, and then we're going to buy the same delta long with the intent of drilling the market to the high side. Kenan, whoa, oh, Mark. 40 ticks on one contract, mate. Well, 40 ticks, $200 US. That's fantastic. So guys, again, please, tight risk control today. Tight risk control. FTX, you're in your last 90 seconds, so no signal. S&P 500, I didn't get the retrace I want. Who was asking about, are we going to go long? Who was that? Who was that? Who was that? That was Young. Are we going to go short? Just hiding up here. Emra, the reason we're not going short just yet, Emra, please tell me if I've got your name correct. We're not going to go short because the institutional buyers just gave us those two buying deltas just there. Okay, so very, very strong buying candle. If these buyers now run out of steam, which they're starting to run out of steam, now we're looking for shorts. All right, now we're looking for shorts. So Emra, did I get your name correct? Benjamin, does NinjaTrader make the SBR institutional? Yes, it does, Ben. Yes, it does. But you wonder why I'm a bit of a fan of Ninja. I've built indicators. I've built indicators to hunt the institutional orders. Yeah, Emra, thank you, mate. Brilliant. And Benjamin, yeah, we built the indicators to hunt the instos. Now, you probably pick up straight away, man. I'm from an institution. So that doesn't sound very good, does it? You guys know I did grow up on a macadamia farm. So some people say I grew up on a nut farm. I am from a trading institution. And so let me just qualify. just quantify that. I'm from a trading institution. Right? So again, so once you know what the banks do, they're very easy to hunt. We've been hunting the banks since early 2011. Terry, you went 21 times 3 plus 50 times 2, KPI done for the day. That is immaculate. Now, guys and girls, please note, on the NASDAQ, you guys are at your 100% extension. That is your risk control point. So even for the super experienced traders, please carry no risk on this trade. Now, if you want to be a bit of a smart ass, guys, again, if we're going for a 50 or 60 or 70 tick target on this one, I want you to bring your stop loss to -1, which means your risk to reward ratio is now 50, 60, or 70 times in your favor. Now, again, key point for the experienced traders and those that are just watching for the first time, NASDAQ loves the 133 extension. Okay, have a look. Guys, you're going to see it caressing that 133 extension. All right, you'll probably see it touch twice and then get rejected. We've touched once. So watch for the second. How many ticks on the pre-market to the 133? Mate. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. That's a 60 ticker, guys. So please watch at the moment. That's your second touch. They normally caress it. Touch it a third time, they're going to get slapped in the face. Watch, there's the there's the slapping. So that didn't go very well for the buyers. But all I'm saying, guys, not to be rude, if you are long on the NASDAQ and you want a super high probability target, guys, put your target 4 ticks before the 133. Wait for them to slap each other. You've taken your target out. It's about a 60 to 70 tick trade. Let me just double check. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It's around about a 55, 56 tick trade. Guys, that's really awesome. So again, you could look for a 20 tick target, cut your risk, a 55 tick target. Guys, make sure you've got no risk. And if you're going to run to the top of the jar, guys, your risk to reward ratio now is hundreds of times in your favor. From the 88. Oh, good question, mate. From the 88 down here, it's more than 110 ticks to the high side. So for those that are experienced traders, guys, if you've waited for the lower low, you've gone long over the top of the NASDAQ here. Okay, you've waited for the S&P 500 to give a duplicate trade and then gone long. Greg, do I have the long range Louis and Greg's long, guys? You guys should be long on the S&P 500. I trust. Yes, Greg, well done, mate. That's awesome. So, Greg, what we're looking for, as soon as I take this Fibonacci off, this chart's going to be naked. All right, so we're going to put a comment down here, guys. That'll be the twins. All right, the evil twins have caught the S&P 500 again. Oh my God, that chart is naked. Where's my Fibonacci, God? Come on. So again, young Greg, that's where the S&P 500 typically goes. That's where it typically goes. NASDAQ, if you guys are going to go to far-reaching, like far greater, longer range targets, again, this candle's got to close over the 133 and then jump the 141.4. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Look at all these institutions buying. Right, there's a lot of buying pressure, guys. Now it's probably coming out of Europe, actually. Yeah, so here we go. Europe's popping along. Okay, so FTX, we're looking for another R1 base reversal. Don't take it now, please. You're in your last 90 seconds. For the long range, long traders, let me give you an interim target and risk control point. Okay, so you're through your interim target, you're through your next target. Oh, Greg, this is going to be a massive trade for you guys. Please note, guys, they've switched from an ABC Fibonacci extension to a dominant candle. That's pretty S&P 500. Let's have a look. Yeah, so Gregors, if I was you, mate, you're at your 100%, and these twin 76s, I'd be looking to control my risk or lock in a big fat chunk of profit, mate. That's a huge trade. Okay, NASDAQ traders, please note we did not jump the 141.4 extension. So again, if you're going for really long range targets from any of these signals, guys, please make sure you've locked in a big chunk of profit. Okay, what I'm going to do, guys, again, I've got to take the fibs off because we're going to have to reverse them back the other way. Okay, so we're just going to put a comment here. Guys, just because every trade we take, guys, every trade we take is documented. All right, so I'm just going to make sure I can understand why we took the trades that we took. Now we are looking for, guys, we're looking for reversals. FDAX, you're looking at an R1 reversal, please. All right, so again, for the FDAX traders, you want the volume to, guys, start climbing pretty quickly. You want a short at 820. Risk control point is 815. I've just got to keep an eye on the NASDAQ. You guys have got a higher high. You're looking at an R1 reversal. Oh, boom. 820, guys, entry, 815 first target. You're already through your first target on the R1 reversal on FDAX. All right, so very, very well done. Guys, please let your risk control trigger on that one. We don't want to get caught on the other side of the R1. So again, your volatility, FDAX, guys, your volatility is under 20. So your first target, guys, if you're short at 820, holy moly, 815. Well done, Paul. Woohoo! Well done, mate. That's brilliant. So again, guys, for those that are short at 820, for the FDAX traders, your first target's 815. You're through your first target. Guys, cut the risk off on that trade, please. We don't want to get caught on the wrong side of that market. So again, my recommendation to the FTX traders, volatility is under 20. First target, all targets out at 5 points. Guys, just take the $125 US per contract. Just take it and run. Okay, that would be really smart. Back to the NASDAQ. I did say, guys, I did say to TTP when we started the day that I think it was going to be pretty busy. All right, there is no reason to short the NASDAQ, guys, at all. So have I got Andy in Melbourne? Are you still long on the NASDAQ? Okay, have I got traders that are still long on the NASDAQ because there's no reason to sell it. So there's no reason to target out the NASDAQ trade. Greg, there is no reason to target out your S&P 500 trade either. All right, so what I want you guys to do, I want you to slowly move your stop losses higher and higher and higher, locking in more and more and more profit. And then we go from there. Andy, it's going to end up being a big trade. Guys, let me straighten my lines down here. Otherwise, my screenshots are going to look absolutely woeful. Okay, so well done to everybody, guys. If you're well over your daily goal, guys, awesome. Just for transparency, guys, got 75 people in the LTR at the moment, probably about the same on YouTube, similar number on Instagram, similar number right across the board. Okay, so again, guys, thank you to TTP for their support. In the game of trading, guys, it is a game. It's a game of who can stay disciplined and patient long enough to make money. It's very, very hard, guys, as a little trading school to get anyone to pay any attention to what you're doing. It's actually quite hard, but that's okay. So NASDAQ traders, you are long and you are holding long. S&P traders, you are long and you are holding long. Great question before, guys, about can we go short on the S&P 500? I'm very glad we didn't go short. If we did go short, we would now be licking our wounds on that one. Emra, it is very hard to control your emotions, right? And that's why, Emra, that's why we have traded, not to be, Jürgen, I hope so, and I hope so. Emra, we trade 100% mathematical algorithms, 100% mathematics. There's nothing here that's open for interpretation. Now, the beauty of that, Emra, is like Paul down in Byron Bay in Australia or Andy down in Victoria. We've got people from all over the world in the LTR tonight. If you understand the maths behind what we do, maths doesn't lie, and maths translates to every language around the world. So 1 + 1 = 2, doesn't matter where you are in the world. What does that ultimately mean is I can teach anyone to trade mathematics. And that means there's no opinion. There's no, oh, but Lockie, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? I don't. Like, Lockie, what do you think about a MACD? I don't think about MACDs. Oh, but what, Lockie, what do you think about this? I don't. I don't. I've seen it, guys. I can't say I've seen it all. I can't say I've seen it all, but I've seen a lot. Okay, I've seen a lot. And may I suggest we just stick to our strategy, guys. It's been working since 2009. Why would we change it? FTX traders, you cannot go short under the R1, right? So if you picked up our original trade entry at 820 and sold it down to 815, well done. If you then waited for the buyers to push through and sell down again, they didn't sell down a second time. So effectively, the next reversal we're looking for is on the FTX. We want the sellers to push back down under the R1. We're looking for the same reversal again at 820. We must have this candle close back inside the brick wall. All right. So please do not put your entry on 820. Is the reason being probably one of the biggest mistakes in the world, right, that is made by traders all over the place, assuming a close over a pivot. All right. So great question before. What is the R1? Is never, ever assume a close over a pivot. Otherwise, you're going to get caught on the wrong side of the market. Paul, mate, fantastic. Fantastic. Awesome, awesome. Now, my NASDAQ traders who are still long and my S&P 500 traders who are still long, okay, massive, massive, massive well done. Please note that if the NASDAQ pushes beyond the 161.8 Fibonacci extension, can everybody see that number right there? If we push beyond that quite comfortably at the moment, these buyers are very, very comfortable. Let's have a look over here on the left-hand side. The buyers are currently 3 times stronger on this candle than they were on the previous candle. As if they start hitting 4s and 5s, then it means that we're going to cruise up to these 76 fibs minus 4 ticks, guys, which means a really awesome, pretty cool little target, guys, on the NASDAQ is 815 even, 815 even. Okay, Paul, yeah, mate, no worries at all, no worries. So again, for those of you who are going long, guys, again, for the NASI traders who are looking for a very, very comfortable, easy target, guys, it's 815. Now, that's for those people that have gone long from all the way down the bottom of the jar. What I would be doing, guys, if you see the strength of these guys sort of fluctuating between 3s, then 2s, then back to 1, you'd be starting to say, okay, buyers might be losing some traction here. I'm going to start to move my stop loss up and lock in even more profit. Okay, as we're talking about price discovery, looks like the FESX is going to try, it's almost at record highs. All right, so if we get an efficient candle here, guys, so again, for those that don't know what we're doing, if we get a strength rating underneath this candle, if we get a strength rating underneath this candle at the close of the candle in 2 minutes, it is highly likely, guys, we're going to pick up longs everywhere. NASDAQ, if you guys are long from the bottom of the chart, you've just kissed your, in fact, you haven't, you're 1 tick shy of your 815 target. 815, very, very safe target. So if you want to if you don't want to get in the slack fest at those 76 fibs, again, around about the 815, very, very safe target for you guys. FTX traders, again, in 90 seconds from now, you're looking for that Delta V2 entry to the high sign. All right, that's at 843. All right, that's at 843. Again, guys, if the FESX can close over its R1 and not gap onto its R1, then you're going to find the FTX will produce an absolutely beautiful trade. Okay, now again, we've got to wait, guys. Don't put your order on now. We know the drill there. NASDAQ, so Greg is still long on the S&P. Andy is still long on the NASDAQ. I do believe that a couple of you are still long, guys, on the NASDAQ. So we want them to hit 21815. Again, what are they doing strength-wise? We're in about the 2 mark at the moment. Give me a 4. Can I have a 4, please? They're not going to give me a 4. I'm just looking at what they're doing. What's the S&P doing? So S&P buyers, guys, S&P buyers, yeah, look, they've gone neutral on us. Right? So the S&P buyers are running out of steam. Right. So again, Greg, again, you know, I mean, you know what to do risk-wise, mate, but I'd be locking in a little bit more profit there. Ooh, look at this, look at this, look at this. This is why we don't assume a close, guys. Look at this. If the FESX closes on or gaps on the R1, we can't trade the FDAX long. So we'll give them 3 seconds to make a decision. We can't trade the FDAX long, guys. I do apologize. We can't trade the FDAX long or short. Long or short. So we're stuck on the FDAX now. NASDAQ traders, I've got no new trades for you. As I do note that we've just crossed into the last 15 minutes. A regular trade is putting a sell limit order. Yes, they are.
Failed at the 5-minute 133. Lockie.
Oh, thank you, mate. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, mate. So they're using sell limit orders. One great question. I use a sell or buy limit order all the time, mate. I don't really have an issue. Sometimes my order gets skipped. And if it does, mate, I just wait for the next trade. I suppose the beauty of what we do is we pick up so many trades that if I get skipped on a trade, I mean, if you do get skipped on a trade and it's sitting there where you want to get in, you can just push the market. You can just push the market short or market long button. There's no problem with that. No problem with that at all. Again, for my NASI traders who are still long, I've got no new signals for the NASDAQ traders, but we're just trying to milk as much profit as we can out of that Delta V2 that we traded over here. Okay, that's what we're ultimately targeting. Guys, please note, if I can, really important point. Okay, note the drop in volume here. Okay, so that looks a lot like a 4-point turning bar. That's the actual. That's actually, it is a 4-point turning bar. So see that strength rating underneath the candle there? That has been strong enough when they sold back down and re-engaged that level. It's been strong enough to actually reverse the entire NASDAQ and go back the other way. So please don't lose sight of that 4-point turning bar algorithm. It's actually really good fun. NASDAQ traders, you've locked in a ton of profit. S&P traders, you've done the same. Is a limit order an ask or a bid? Mark, that's a great question. Limit order basically says you are not going to accept anything but the limit order. So you're not going to accept anything but that. So I believe, mate, a limit order is actually one tick in front of ask. So you're basically saying, you know what, I'm going to be super fussy with my entry. A market order is basically get me in anywhere. Now, Mark, I use limit orders on all my trades. I don't mind using limit orders at all. And the beauty of using the limit orders is if I don't get in exactly where I want to get in, I just let it go and wait for the next trade. That's how I personally pull it apart. All right, now at this stage, guys and girls, we are looking for the NASDAQ traders for new signals. All right, now at this point, guys, we're in the last 15 minutes. So just so everyone, wow, Andy, you're out with plus 20, plus 50, plus 100, plus 112. That's got to average more than 20. So that is a really lovely trade. That brings up a great little point for everybody. Our KPI on the NASDAQ for the new traders is $100 or 20 ticks a day. Once we get people up to 20 ticks a day and they start going quite consistently, then we start to move you on to longer range targets and other stuff. Cole, some deltas with big PVI just hit the buy sell button. Exactly, man. Exactly right. Okay, now for the NASDAQ traders, guys, our signal success rate in the last 15 minutes, which we're in now, drops from 93% to around about 87%. So again, some of you are a little bit sensitive to an 87% success rate, which I understand. So we're now waiting, guys. We're now waiting for the new hour. Okay, now let me I'm just going to check your signals. Okay, hang on. So we're getting ready for the next hour of trading. No. Okay. So what we need, guys and girls, at this point in time, right, for the NASDAQ traders, so everybody, guys, everybody that's long from the bottom of the chart is locked in a crap load of profit place. All right, so you guys know that technical trading term. What I'm looking for is inside the new hour, I want the buyers to move up, guys, and I'm targeting, can everybody see that -4 rated static bar reversal? I'm targeting a tag of the 90s and a sell down. I would be happy to take a tag of, see this little red, this little 1 rated candle over here on the left-hand side. I'd be happy to take that as well inside the new hour. So what we're going to do, guys, is almost identical to yesterday. No, for those that weren't here yesterday, we're looking for the buyers to show in the new hour, burn their volume, and then we're going to sell. Okay, now, oh, FDAX, wow. Cody's done a brilliant job here, guys. What did we say the magic number on FDAX was? The 133 fib extension. I want you guys to have a very, very close look at exactly where these guys have failed. All right, so the 90% fib on the 4-hour chart, the 133 extension off the 5-minute chart. This is setting up, guys, a classic reversal signal, an absolute classic reversal signal. FESX, guys, we have gapped onto the R1. We are in the last 15 minutes, so we can't take the reversal signal on FDAX just yet. What we're looking for, guys, on the close of the hour, we would like just poetry in motion for the FDAX to push up here, push higher through the 133 to the 141.4, and then sell down here, guys, underneath that at 485. So we're looking for an entry at 485. We're looking for that entry, guys, in 9 minutes. Plus a little bit of buying. All right, so please don't put your entry on now because the success rate on the FDAX in the last 15 minutes is not acceptable for what we do. Okay, so we don't trade the last 15 minutes on the FDAX unless we get a pivot-based reversal. Now, again, if the FESX, so see this little SBR that's been set up for us here, static bar reversal on the FESX. At the moment, we can't take the SBR short because they've gapped onto the pivot. If they close under the pivot in 3 minutes and 30 seconds and stay under the pivot, we're looking for shorts. Now, any questions at all? Guys, there's a lot of brand new names in the LTR today, so I hope you're enjoying what you're seeing. It's been I did say to TTP, guys, the market was going to move quite quickly today, and we've had a pretty heavy start. Is there any questions at all about anything we've done so far today? Well, it's a great time to answer questions. Again, for what was Andy's result? Over 100 ticks, mate. You've got 112 on your long-range target. That's brilliant. 133 extension FDAX come from which time frame? Petros, well done. It's the 5-minute ABC, right? The 5-minute ABC. Okay, so one of the most reliable Fibonacci's, okay, is the ABC or stair-step pattern. Okay, so really, really common. It's really common, really basic Fibonacci. Works really, really well on futures because everybody sees the same thing at the same time. Doesn't work well, guys. So just to highlight, the Fibonacci extensions don't work well with forex because if you're using a different broker to somebody else, you'll have a different price to somebody else. Their Fibonacci will be in a different place. Because your Fibonacci's are all in different places, Fibonacci is not very strong, guys. With futures, obviously, everybody gets their data from Germany. As a result, those, again, Fibonacci's are very, very strong because there are no brokers in the futures trading game, which I discovered in 2007, guys, and promptly stopped trading Forex. so I've got the Forex t-shirt, guys, and I didn't like it very much, put it that way. So at the moment, our strike rate today is pretty good. So let's have a look, guys. FDAX, we picked up the short off the pre-top. If you trade the opening candle, we picked up the short off the R1. We picked up the SBR and the deltas and that SBR twice. So again, guys, look, that looks like about 5 from 5 on FDAX. At this stage, Nazi, you guys are looking at either 2 from 2 or 3 from 3, depending on how you pull the market apart. S&P, you guys are looking at 2 from 2. So right now, let's call it 2, 3, and 5. So that's 10. So I would be expecting, guys, probably 2 to 3 more trades based on the volatility of the market today. So 2 to 3 more trades, and then we'll call it quits, I would suggest. This reversal, guys, on the FDAX is divine if the FESX closes under the R1 in 54 seconds. Note the failure at the Fibonacci to the tick. Steve, currently 30 minutes, 60-minute swing longs. See who wins. Mate, you're reading the markets really, really well, mate. You're reading it really, really well. I've got on the Nasdaq, because the sellers own the stair step. I've got a 30-minute SBR long. I've got a 30-minute SBR. That's my interpretation. And I've got a very weak 30-minute SBR. 15-minute chart static bar reversal long, guys, on the S&P is the reason why Greg is probably still long. Greg, are you still long on S&P? That's looking very juicy, guys. In Nasdaq, same signal. 15-minute SBRs. Greg, that's going to be a big trade. Right, so let me just have a look at this one. So you guys were long off the twins. So it's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 36 ticks. Just going to do some maths, guys and girls. But 36 times $12.50 US, 450 US times multiple contracts, but we're not going to disclose how many contracts. Shh, don't tell anybody, but that is not a one contract trader, that one. So Greg, that's a massive trade. So your stop is currently sitting at 28 ticks positive, mate. Well done. So you've locked in a big chunk of profit, which is awesome. 8 times 12, 28 times 8. Okay, so 20 contracts on that one. Okay, we still don't have permission to trade. You're done and dusted, but that's a big trade. That's a big trade. I'd be very happy with that one. So guys, Greg, how long have we been trading together for? I've just got to think. Greg, it's been a little while. But Greg is he's a phenomenal trader. He's a phenomenal guy. So anyone in the LTR tonight, again, just to quantify, that trade for Greg is a 20 contract trade. We do have some of the traders in the LTR that are sort of aiming to get to around about 50 contracts. Most traders are on between 1 and 4. So Greg, we've been trading for 12 years. Guys, for those that don't know, can you imagine doing 12 years of the same thing every single day? All right, we do get, just so everyone knows, we do get very boring. We get very boring. We just do the same thing every day. But boring is exciting. Boring is exciting. There's no doubt. Now, guys, we are 2 minutes and 57 seconds away from picking up a potential trade. Let me just do some maths before we... Oh, hello. hello. We're going to pick up a really, really lovely short here on the FDAX. Okay, now guess what that's going to draw in line with? See this mucking around, guys, here on. So we may pick up a really, really lovely R1 reversal. Okay, we may pick it up. Now, again, the FDAX is out the middle of nowhere. Guys, there's no Fibonacci problem here. So again, what I'm looking for the FDAX traders, all right? So again, 2 minutes and 17 seconds from now, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the buyers inside the new hour, which is kind of important. I want the buyers inside the new hour to push through, guys, push through this 133. Ideally, it would be amazing if they tagged the 141.4. That orange level, that goes really, really important level. So that's the 141.4 fib extension off the monthly chart. Now we know how much the Europeans love the 141.4. So you've got dual Fibonacci extensions here that may basically catch a whole lot of the little traders out as the big traders push it back down. And again, guys, we've got 93 seconds. If we're going to short the FDAX, we must close under the R1. Now, all the NASDAQ traders, guys, have basically locked in profit or reduced all their risk. We don't want to carry that trade over the change of the hour. Greg, you're out of your S&P. Yeah, Greg, look, guys, I say my trading is boring, and my trading is boring, but what you're looking at is around about 17 years worth of work as a futures trader. And what I've noted is if your trading is exciting or you're inventing new stuff or you're adding new stuff to your charts on a daily basis, you're in a very, very dangerous place. Guys, it's called MSU. There's girls present, so I won't use the word. Let's say make stuff up. Guys, don't make stuff up. Guys, mathematics is the key to trading really, really well. Opinions don't matter in trading. Guys, opinions don't matter. It's all about how many trades did you get on the day and are you correct? Now, at the moment, guys, I would suggest we're 5, 3, and 2. So we're looking at 10 trades, 10 wins. Don't have to say anything else. Guys, now, again, we've been doing this for a long time, guys, a long, long, long time. All right, and again, nothing changes. Guys, nothing changes in the futures game. Well, I'd say that it hasn't changed since 2009, so I don't think it's going to change much. Now, 5 seconds until the hourly switch. Okay, for the NASDAQ traders, I need the buyers to do more than that. That's really annoying because we want to sell. FTX traders, the static bar reversal. I'm a little bit late. I apologize. The static bar reversal, this one here, I need the buyers to push up inside the new hour, which they've done. And then I'm happy to take the SBR short, guys, at 34. I'm a little bit late calling that for you. I do apologize. Those that know what they're doing, you know what you're doing. For those that don't know what they're doing, guys, I've just missed an entry short at 834. The reason being is I looked across to the NASDAQ to see if that's a 4-point turning bar short, which it is. So again, guys, what I'm looking for, I'm looking for the buyers to buy through, fail badly, and we're going for long range shorts everywhere. S&P 500 15-minute chart is absolutely divine, guys, absolutely divine short. So again, NASDAQ, guys, please, if you're over your daily goal, please don't take another trade. Guys, the worst thing you can possibly do is be over your goal and then go and give it back and then say, why the hell did I do that? That's why we have daily goals. It's really important. Really, really important. Aaron, mate, how did you go today? Mate, have you gone okay? Have you gone okay today? I am very much hoping you have. 21s and 41s, mate, that is fantastic. So Aaron, you found your mojo in the market, which is really exciting, mate. Really, really exciting. And I'm very excited for you, mate. Very excited for you. Now for the DAXI traders, again, we're under the R1 on the FESX, which is looking brilliant. We need the buying candle if we're going to take that static bar reversal short again. Guys, I was a little bit late calling it. We do want the buyers to show. I would love to see a higher high. So I'd love to see these guys push the market up. If they push up to the 133 fib extension, oh my lordy. If they push through that extension, guys, we're going to try and pick up the short 2 points under at 844. You're going to have to let them push through though. I just got to let them push through. All right, so again, the FTX traders, you're watching your volume. Volume's okay. Come on, little FTX. Push. We want these guys to push through, guys. We want the buyers to blow up here. So we need to, right? We need to blow up volume. Come on, off you go, please. Okay, come on. Go a bit higher than that, please. Go a bit higher. Note, guys, note where the FTX is doing exactly what it did yesterday. So again, the static bar reversal has got room to the 100% extension. That means that Cody's extension is absolutely spot on, guys, which is brilliant. It would be incredible to see the buyers push through, guys. Tag that 141.4 and we're going to go short underneath the 133. That would have been incredible. You referred to, of course, there. Sorry, mate. Michael, yes, I do have a course. Mate, we're up to the 5th generation or the 5th version of the same course. Sorry, I didn't see that question, mate. I was just watching the charts. So yes, mate, I do. Again, we do an advanced residential course in Bali, which is going to be amazing. Guys, it's in the first calendar week of November. Okay, so first calendar week of November this year. If you're impartial to a holiday in Bali, you could come and do some trading in Bali as well, which is going to be amazing. It's going to be bloody hilarious. But everything's done online, Michael. Everything is done online. Okay, so if you don't want to fly to Bali, you can attend online. It's obviously not the same. I can't pour a pina colada down the webcam, but it will be a lots of fun. Michael, yeah, we do that once a year. Right? We do that once a year. We don't do that. We don't do that big course in Bali more than once a year, guys, because there's so much trading. There's so much trading to be done. Okay, NASDAQ, let's wait for this candle to burn out, guys, because the S&P 500 again is steering these guys. Greg, your trade on S&P 500 was phenomenal, mate. Louis, are you long? I missed the race. Andrew, we will. We could watch the race. We could watch the race. Okay, here we go. This is why we don't take trades, guys, in the last 90 seconds of the candle. All right, so okay, NASDAQ traders, we're looking for a put. Oh, look, right here, guys, right here. Remember that little line I put on the chart? Okay, let's double check that line is in the right spot. Double check. Okay, it needs to be the higher of the two lines, guys. It needs to be there, right? So that one's going, oh, that was our long-range target. All right, so forget that. Okay, that's fine. Now, again, for the NASDAQ traders, FDAX, it's just done it. So the buyers have pushed, oh dear, the buyers have pushed through, guys, on the FDAX. We pushed through to the 133 extension. Some of you may be short, guys, as a result of that at 845. Now, please be aware, guys, the FESX is closed over the R1. Nath, did you do okay? Did you do okay today? So for the FDAX traders, who want synergy between the FESX, guys, we can't go short on the FDAX now. So we're just repeating, guys, we cannot go short on the FDAX now because the FESX is on the wrong side of the market. Some of you may have gone short already. So structurally, the trade is okay. I just want these buys on the FESX to fail badly. Rainey, how are you? I'm interested why the market goes down and then goes again up. Brilliant. I bet, let me get to that in a second. Okay, for the NASDAQ traders, guys, we're looking for a trade off these 76 Fibonacci's. Okay, so again, I just want this volume to climb a little bit further. Guys, the entry point I'm looking for you guys is 215.5. So the entry point I want is 215.5, which is right there. Let me just check your fibs. Yeah, no problem with fibs. Again, guys, if we keep going, there's nothing wrong with this. We're waiting for the buyers to push up. We're waiting for the buyers to burn out. They basically burn out their volume. So they're cruising through to what was, guys, our backup selling point up here at the 86.6. Okay, I'm watching all of it at the same time. So for the really experienced traders, guys, you've got a single touch of that 88.6. This is exactly where we were talking about shorting the market before. Okay, exactly. We were talking about shorting it before. If we do get, so the single touch reversal traders may already be short. For the junior traders, guys, we're waiting for 2 or 3 pushes through that level, and we're looking for a short, guys, around about the 2250 mark. So there'll be a number of different approaches to this. That's the second push through. Guys, your PVI is 45, so I'm going to give you a risk control box as quickly as I can. Okay, some of you wait for 3 pushes, okay, in order to, that is our risk control box just there. Guys, so again, if you are short, guys, if you are short at 2250, promise, well, you might be short a little bit higher than that, so even around about the 23 mark. If you are short, guys, because you know what you're doing, okay, this is your risk control point. FDAX, if you waited for the higher high and you've gone short at 845, then again, if you are short, your target's 840. I did tell you guys to wait. If you're not short already, wait for the FESX to close back under the R1, which it hasn't done yet. For the junior traders, you're waiting for this candle to close underneath those 90s, and then we're going to look for a higher high and another short. Okay, so that's what we're up to. Again, for those that are watching what we do, that is around a 12-tick risk control point. Where have I got that from? So that's a quarter of the current market volatility, which is defined for us just there. So basically, if the market moves to the bottom of that box, then it automatically starts to roll in your risk. So you're not exposed in the market if this is not the turning point. Okay, now junior traders, guys, we're waiting for the close of the candle. Right, I said this before, we're going to enter you guys statically. FDAX, I need the FESX. Guys, I need the FESX to close under its R1. Okay, that's what I need. Right, so let's just see what these guys are doing. 233 fib extension. Okay, there might be another Fibonacci here for the Nasdaqers, guys, but we're starting to get to the point where the S&P is going free range on us. All right, S&P is going a little bit free range. I took my eye off the Nasdaq, guys. Did we just push up a third time and hit that 88.6? Was anybody watching that really closely? I saw it hit twice. Have we hit a third time? Now, again, as I took my eyes off it, sorry, I was watching the S&P. Yes, we did hit 3 times. Okay, so that means even the beginner traders are looking to be short. Okay, now the flip side of that, guys, this is your risk control point right there. Okay, right there, bottom of that box. That Fibonacci actually looks a little bit better. Okay, so again, guys and girls, if you are short on the Nasdaq, so depending on how you trade the market, guys, if you're short on the Nasdaq already, okay, you don't mind them doing this. If you're looking for a double failure reversal short, guys, now we've got the junior traders who have not finished trading. Guys, they're looking for a higher high, so let the higher high come through. Again, guys, I note that the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq don't agree with each other at this point in time. Okay, so what do we mean by that? Yeah, Steve, what we've got to be careful of, right, is that the S&P 500 is a gap to the high side. So guys, see that little gap in the market there? Okay, it means that the S&P 500 is trying to go by itself. Right, so worst case scenario, the beginner traders are waiting for the higher high. The higher high has now occurred. Now you're waiting for these guys to get absolutely slammed before you put your order on. Right, so you've waited for this candle to close, and then you've said, I'll put my order on, provided the buyers push up, create a higher high, and get absolutely annihilated. Okay, now, for those that are trading, right, see that -4 rated static bar reversal that we were talking about earlier on? Okay, you need the buyers to push well above that entry point, below their volume, and get slammed. And at the moment, we're not blowing volume. Calling it quits. Raymond, well done. You're a KPI. Good job. That's fantastic. Well done. Well done. So FDAX traders, all right, FDAX traders, if you did take the short at 845 before I saw the FESX, you've gone through your first target and risk control point. For those that didn't take the trade, guys, really, really good observation when I looked at the FESX. If we get stuck above the R1, guys, the FESX trade, the DAXI will keep buying. All right, so note where we are, okay, at that really, really key market level. But to short the FDAX down, we must get the FESX to be below its R1, right? At the moment, it's above. So FDAX traders globally don't know what to do with that, right? That's why they're getting a little bit confused. Okay, for the new traders, we've got our higher high. Guys, the buyers need to get absolutely demolished for you guys to go short. And I suggest with Steve, guys, so what Steve just said before, guys, where Steve's concern will be coming from. Okay, so I'll show you where the concern is. All right, let me show you. On the 30-minute, so have a look on the 30-minute NASDAQ chart. They're still inside their Fibonacci grid. Guys, on the 30-minute S&P 500 chart, they've now gone outside of their Fibonacci grid. Right, so the original Fibonacci we were working with, okay, we draw it down to catch them on the way up. So what does that ultimately mean? Guys, the NASDAQ is trying to go by itself. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, provided the buyers push up inside this candle, create a higher high, burn all of their volume, and then get absolutely walloped. Now, at the moment, we're watching the volume. Guys, it's slowly simmering. It's not burning yet. It's not burning yet. So this is what we've got, guys. The problem we've got is charts in conflict. We started with charts in conflict. Europe looks like it's turning over, which may have a really, really positive effect, guys, on the Nazi. Sir, I want to learn more about your strategy. How can I do that? Emra, the best thing to do, mate, is get in touch with Samurai Day Trading. Just go to samuraidaytrading.com. There's a starter pack video series you can download for free, Emra. So you can jump on there, download books, you can watch videos. There's a whole lot of stuff you can do. Emra, come back next Thursday once you've done all your homework, and you'll see us do the same thing. The same thing again, which is very, very boring. But it's consistent depending on how you enter and exit the markets. Now, at the moment, guys, Steve's talking about these buyers coming through on S&P 500. We know why they're doing it. So, guys, great little point. Okay, for those that wait for the candle to close and say, all right, Lockie, I now need a higher high, and then I'm going to put my entry on. So your entry is sitting just here, guys, at 823. At this stage, the junior traders haven't put their entry on yet. You're waiting for these buyers to completely run out of steam. Now, if they don't run out of steam, guys, if they don't run out of steam, then the junior traders are sitting back going, isn't this great? Okay, now that means, guys, the sellers are not yet ready to move the NASDAQ down. Okay, so Steve is on the money. So again, for the junior traders, for the brand new traders, what we're now waiting on is the sellers to sell down and close below this black line. All right, so see this black line on the chart? We need to close below that black line, and then we're going to pick up a really, really lovely reversal. Now, some of you may already be short, guys, because you've got in early. Okay, you've got in early, and there's nothing wrong with that for the slightly more experienced traders. As much as the sellers are not impressive yet, guys, the buyers have lost control of the NASDAQ. Okay, the buyers have lost control of the NASDAQ. So what it means, guys and girls, is if you are short, please just honor the 12-tick risk control point. So again, if these sellers that are currently twice as strong as the buyers were on the previous candle, if the sellers do push down anywhere near those 76 fibs, come on. No. Push down again. So guys, you know the drill, right? We get two pushes down. FDAX has just done it on me. All right. For the FDAX traders, we need the FESX to close under its R1. We're looking for a short. Emra, well done. FDAX failed more recently, 60-minute 133. Thank you, mate. Thank you, codes. So again, for the Nazi traders, for the junior traders, all right, we're waiting to close under the black line before we go short. Some of the more senior traders are already short. Guys, now what does it mean if we get 2 or 3 selling pushes down, guys, and they can't start breaking into new territory? Then we say, you know what, the sellers are losing control. We will dump them. All right, so try and give them 2 to 3 pushes. Guys, at the moment, the buyers are not impressing anybody anywhere. Okay, we can't go long on NASDAQ. Okay, we can't go long on NASDAQ. Junior traders can't go short on NASDAQ. So we're just waiting right now. FDAX, don't run without us, please. Dearie me, come on. Guys, oh, you guys, you all know I want to be short on FDAX, right? You all know I want to be short. And that is just not cricket. All right, so the FDAX is trying to get even with us now. Again, NASDAQ, my focus is on you at this point in time. So for those of you who are short, that's your second seller push down. All right, so we're going to give them 3 selling pushes. We haven't had the 3rd push yet. All right, so just make the candles nice and fat so we can see what they're doing. FDAX, that is just not cricket. So for the FDAX traders, again, guys, that static bar reversal short, that little one there is almost ready to trade. As the entry point is going to be 834. What we want is we want this selling candle to close quite strong, guys. And if it does, we're looking for an 834 entry short. For the NASDAQ traders, I'm looking for the 3rd push down. We haven't seen it yet. Guys, they're thinking about it at the moment. So what we're going to do, guys, no, that's not yet. Come on, off you go, please. So now a number of you guys are short. You're in partial profit on this trade right now. Just promise me if we get to the yellow box, guys, if we get to the yellow box, I'll put a line across the screen. If we get to that yellow box there, all right, now you're going to either reduce your risk or cut your risk off, okay? Now, again, we haven't had the 3rd push. All right, now we're getting the 3rd push, so we're going to hold with the sellers, all right? So we're just holding with the sellers. Boom. There's your touch of your risk control point, guys. A really, really sweet first target. So please do me a favor. If you're short on the NASDAQ, guys, you've gone through your first target. You've hit your risk control point. I mean, I'm talking to the tick. Right? It doesn't get any closer than that one. We wanted 3 pushes. We got our 3 pushes. Now, guys, the market's going to go into a bit of a phase of uncertainty. So, guys, if you're short on the NASDAQ and you went, if you shorted off those 88.6s, guys, if you shorted off the 88.6s as I adjusted them, your actual risk control point looks like that. If you shorted off the earlier ones, guys, because you know what you're doing, you've just tagged your risk control point, which is brilliant. Either way, okay, Mark, that's fine, mate. If we get ATM'd in small profit, I don't mind. It's better than a slap in the face. FDAX traders, what have we got? 19. So FDAX, you guys are looking for a 4-point turning bar short, which you won't get on the FDAX. You'll get it on the FESX. Okay. All right, so here we go. Junior traders, we need to close below this line. Okay, we need to close below that line or we're not interested. Okay, we've closed below the line. So let me get the box out of the way. For the junior traders, don't. I was so close to giving you an entry point. The entry point, guys, I'm sorry, it was 2 ticks underneath that candle. 2 ticks underneath that candle is a ratio-based static bar reversal. That is not fair at all. That is not fair. FDAX, your short, guys, is a reasonable short. No? So again, you're looking for an 834, guys, with an 829. Okay, so an 829 first target and risk control point. We're just going to have to watch when we get to that 100 extension. Okay, so we just have to keep a little bit of an eye on that one. For the NASDAQ traders, guys, I wanted you to go short 2 ticks underneath the candle. I'm sorry, it's run without us. For those that know what you're doing, guys, that's a ratio-based static bar reversal short, okay? We waited for them to sell back under the key market levels. A number of you would have put your orders on. These Delta V2s, guys, those diamonds are fine to sell as well. The diamonds are okay to sell with a reasonable target. Okay, they're okay to sell with a reasonable target. Again, guys, if you did bit the SBR, I was literally 2 seconds away from giving you your entry point. It's 2 ticks underneath that candle at 21 even. It's already pushing through its targets. The deltas, guys, these diamonds, these red diamonds are okay to trade. Okay, so if you're going to trade one of the diamonds, so either 16.25 or the lower one, guys, you're looking for a 10 tick first target and risk control point. All right, let me just put that on the screen for you. All right, so again, if you're short on the deltas, guys, if you're short on the deltas, you're using a 10 tick risk control point. FDAX, you're engaged in your short. So FDAX traders, you're engaged. Okay, NASDAQ traders, it doesn't matter which diamond you've taken now, you've gone through your targets. Oh, man, look at what they're doing. This is absolutely brilliant. So if you're short on the high diamond or the lower diamond, guys, you're through your targets. FDAX, you're cruising at this stage. FDAX, your target is 829. Your target is 829. We've got to watch that 100% extension there. Oh, Cole, well done, mate. Brilliant. Come on, Oh, here we go. Come on, sweetheart. Keep going. FDAX, I dare you. Oh, 829. Come on. Push through 829. Come on for the FDAX traders. Come on. They've been so good all day. Push. So FDAX, you've kissed your target. You've kissed it. Okay, give it one more kiss. Come on, FDAX. Now, the problem we've got with the FDAX, guys, is the 100% extension. So if you do decide to go for a 4-point target, which is $100 US versus 5-point, which is 125, guys, you could reduce your target if you wanted to on FDAX or give them one more selling push. The FDAX only normally does 2, whereas the NASDAQ does 3. All right, so guys, if you've picked up, I'm just watching that FDAX very, very closely, guys, because the 100% is a very powerful level. NQ plus 30 on my second target. Well done, guys. You've absolutely belted the NASDAQ. All right, so I do apologize, guys, to the NASDAQ traders. I didn't give you the entry point underneath that static bar reversal. I was literally 2 seconds away from giving it. Guys, the backup trade are those V2 deltas, the diamonds on the screen. Come on, FTX. Go and kiss the target again, please. Oh, that'll do. All right, FTX, one more. Come on, sweetheart. You normally push twice. Boom. FTX traders, if you are short at 34, you've just gone through your target of 29. Ooh, so FTX traders, you have had a beautiful clean sweep today. All right, well done. NASDAQ traders, have we got anyone that's holding the short for longer range shorts? Anyone holding the shorts for longer range shorts? Tim, well done, mate. That's absolutely brilliant. Okay, so Nazi traders, the Delta V2 was your backup trade, the two diamonds there. And again, even if you went for a 10, guys, a 10 tick target or a 20 tick target or a 30 tick target, either way, you guys have gone exactly where you need to go. FTX, SBR short, you are definitely on your 5-point target, please. Okay, definitely on your 5-point target. So I'm hoping, guys, for those that waited for that signal, you had to wait a ton of time to get a really, really juicy crack at it. We got a 4-point turning bar. Here we go, guys. Got a 4-point turning bar short on FTX, 4-point turning bar short. FESX, have a look. 4-point turning bar. That's what's driving the selling all over the world. Do I have any NASDAQ traders who are short for longer range targets? Guys, anyone short for longer range? The reason I say that, it's going to become a bit of a Fibonacci sandwich, but if you're short for longer range targets, these 76 Fibonacci's here, guys, are going to be a really, really good spot for a target. Not a good spot to reverse, though, guys. Not a good spot to reverse. Lockie, you must be sick of doing video on YouTube about deltas. Mate, because I wrote the delta algorithm, I don't get sick about advertising it, because there's so many people in the world that say you can't get it right 100% of the time. And guess what we've done tonight, guys? We've got it right 100% of the time. But you can't do that. Just listen to all the couch potatoes out there, guys, that want to yell at you when you say you can't get it right 100% of the time. So, okay, all right, well, we'll just keep doing what we're doing. So guys and girls, the tally tonight, so FTX, you're now up to 6 trades, right? So 6 from 6. S&P 500, I didn't call you short, okay? But otherwise, you guys would be 3 from 3. NASDAQ, you're now 5 from 5. So that's 13 from 13. I don't think that's a bad stat. So over to the big boss, guys, over to the big boss. Again, a massive thank you, TTP. Thank you, the Trading Pit, for having us. We've had a lot of fun
Vibes,
tonight.
Lachlan. Amazing vibes we got here. It was pretty intense, not gonna lie. I hope you guys enjoyed the session. And as usual, like very insightful views and tricks and tips from Lachlan with the support of Cody. We can safely say that the European market is set for a volatile, I would say, afternoon from my side, with the expected decision from the Bank of England. So, yeah, I just wanted once again to thank you guys for watching and from joining us from different platforms and servers, and extending my heartfelt thank you to Lachlan as usual. And yeah, guys, as usual, keep an eye on our socials. We have very nice and exciting news that we're gonna be sharing with you later today. So you do that, and we will see you sometime, same time, actually, next week. Thanks.
Sounds great. Thank you, TTP, guys. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, all the traders in the background, for your help. Thank you, Cody, Damsey, and everyone else. Thank you. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye.
Right. Think
that one.
Yep, we're off air. We shall be. 1 second.